Hi there, welcome to Elm Colors. I'm Erica. On today's video, we are going to be working again in seasons. I did do a little bit of work on the page, and I did record most of it, so I'm going to speed that up and we'll kind of watch it together, and I'll talk to you a little bit about what I did. Then we'll come back and I'll work on this in real time with you guys. I made cookies today. I'm gonna have some of my tea. I have my Christmassy sweater on, but I'm very tired, so I'm going to apologize now if I make 0 sense. So let me take a sip of my tea. I'm gonna have a bite of cookie, and then we will go and watch that sped up version of what I've done so far on the page. Man, that's good. And these are fresh cookies. Oh, yum, 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 yum. Okay. I love chocolate chip cookies. Okay. I'm going to set this aside and show you what I did in the book and talk to you. We'll talk a little bit about it while I show you the sped up version of what I've recorded. Okay. Talk to you again here in a second. Okay. So here you can see I did go through with some chalk pastel and tried to cover up as much as I can of the crazy background that I did. A lot of the times when I do water mediums and I'm not really pleased with the end result, I'll come through with a little bit of chalk pastel and try to fix it. I'm also adding a little bit darker blue into other areas in the page other than right in the middle, so that there's not just like a big blob of blue right in the middle. And then I added a little bit of yellow chalk pastel around the outside edges of where I had the lanterns. And now I'm just going through with that red marker that I had pulled, then used for the lanterns to draw in some little candy cane pieces, or I guess peppermint pieces. I don't know what you would call them, but just adding in like the shading and the stuff to that, and then adding a little details to kind of make it cute. I don't know. Like I said, I'm super tired. I did do a fun candy cane stripe all the way around the door, and then I'll color that in here in a second, add a little bit of shadow. I had a lot of fun working on the house. I really was just trying to figure out, all kinds of different ways that I could make it work. And I think that I did it. I think I'm pretty much done with it. So really the only thing left for me to work on, I'll be working on some of the pine needles in this video, probably one of the lanterns, and we'll do a little work on the squirrel maybe today. And then the rest of the stuff I think I'm probably going to end up doing off screen, but because I'm starting to get a little anxious at the fact that it's not done. But this way you at least see me work on the gingerbread house, and you can kind of see what my thought process was and how I got to where it ended up. So you could see that I went through and added just a bunch of little details. So now I'm adding like icing detail on the edges of the roof, making sure that it's nice and thick and goopy and has nice drips, and there's no straight lines. Everything's wavy. I do come through and add in like little dots and dashes. So here I'm adding what I'm assuming are like little hearts, but they're hidden, so you can't see the whole heart, which I think like after the fact looks kind of weird, but I don't know. I kept it in there anyway. I kept them on there. I thought it was a nice touch. And then, bringing in some more shadow on the underside of the roof there. I do add a little bit of shadow underneath the like the icing drips along the roof edge, just to kind of give it a little bit of dimension. I wanted the inside of the house to be glowy, so I added this nice yellow, it's like a yellow ochre color around the inside of the house. And then I am whiting out all the lines on the window frames to make that kind of match the trim on the rest of the house. Like I said, just really had fun with this one. I do show you kind of what I do with the door here in a few minutes too. That one it didn't turn out quite how I wanted it, but it's okay. It's okay. I really like just all the little details that I added into the house. It's pretty much done. Now I'm just making some little red candy pieces here, these little circles that I drew in. And the other thing that I did make sure to do is I added shadow along the same side of all of the candy pieces. So my light source, is coming from the left. And so I have all of my shadows for like all my candy pieces and window frames and door frames and everything on the right, so that it looks like the light is all from the same side. I think my door frame or my door ended up being a little darker, like I said, a little darker than I wanted, but it turned out okay. And then I just picked a few spots randomly on the wood grain that Hannah drew in there to highlight, and ended up liking that. Used a brown to do some shading in there so that it's nice and dark, and then added in a little bit of gold detail on the handle. And then instead of just being all red and white, I wanted a little bit of green, so I did the green around the outside edge of the window and the door there. And then I'll use the same combo of green on the squirrel, on his little collar too, probably. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to use it on the lanterns. I have not decided that yet. That one might just stay red and gold on the lanterns. But definitely a little bit of green on the collar on the squirrel when I... Okay, so here's where we are. Sorry that cut me off a little bit at the end there, but you can see I did a little bit of coloring inside the lanterns here that wasn't on camera, and then I did go through and give the wood a little bit of shadow. I've been trying to work on these needles, these pine needles, so I'm going to do a little bit of that. I was trying to use my Sioux color pencils, and they're just not opaque enough, I don't think, to give the look I want. Like, I was able to get a little bit if I use the yellow. I'm going to zoom you in so you can see what I'm talking about here. You can kind of see it's a little lighter in some areas on the needles. Gosh, couldn't think of it. One single word. Okay. So I'm going to grab, I have a couple Prismacolors that I really like to use. Hopefully these ones will make this go a little bit easier. I'm going to just focus on this guy here. I'm going to just add in the darker color in different areas. And while I do that, I can actually greet you guys because I didn't say that yet. So hi, everybody. How are you? I hope you are having a wonderful weekend wherever you are in your weekend, or day, wherever you are in your day. It's Friday night. I decided to go ahead and film tonight, and I was on the verge of not filming because I have a ton of things to do tonight still. We have our first Christmas tomorrow, so I still have things to make and cards to get ready, and I'm just exhausted. Like, it's not even that much, and I'm just exhausted. I think I am almost done Christmas shopping. I only have a few more things to get. So hopefully that resolves itself soon. My mother and I are going to go to shop next week, early next week. So hopefully I'll be able to get all my last minute things those days. So I don't know if you guys can really see like the difference once I add in these, like the darker and the lighter colors, but it just adds enough of a difference for me that instead of it just being a flat color, like I like to have just that little variation in the leaves. Like to a lot of people, it might not even be noticeable, but it helps me out. It makes me feel better about actually, cheating and using the marker, if I can come back in and add just a little bit of detail to make it look a little more, I mean, not even realistic, but interesting maybe? I don't know what the right word is. Anyway, so yeah, that's kind of what I'm going to do. I'll do one more and then we'll move on to something else because these are boring to watch. But yeah, we're going to have my husband's giant family Christmas tomorrow. His mother is one of 8. So we have, and his grandmother is still alive and she's 100. So she'll be there, and all of her kids, well, not all of the grandkids are coming, but a lot of them will be there. And then, the great grandkids and even a couple of great grandkids. So there's quite a few people that show up. We end up renting a cafeteria at a high school. We rented that out for the day and just have a nice pitch-in lunch and then hang out and bring Christmas cards to exchange. And some, the siblings, this is when they kind of have their Christmas, so they exchange their presents with each other. And it's just a fun thing to see all the family. My kiddos don't love it because they don't really know any of the other people because they don't see them but maybe once or twice a year. But yeah, they still go and they attempt to smile and nod, and then they'll come up to me and they'll be like, now who was I just talking to? Who was asking me these questions? Which is kind of funny to me, but yeah. And they know to come to me because sometimes they're talking to people and they've asked my husband and he's like, I don't know who that is. But I know. And I don't know why. Why is that? Like it's my husband's family. He should know who everybody is. But yeah, I know the majority of the names of the family members and everything. So, but yeah, and then if we have time, my dad's side of the family is also having their Christmas tomorrow too, at the exact same time. So if we decide that we can take off from one and head to the other, then we'll be able to visit both. But otherwise, I'll have to schedule a day to go visit my aunt, maybe both my aunts, at a later time. But yeah, I don't know. I felt like I've just lost the entire week. And I know that always happens around Christmas. Like it just feels like your time is just disappearing. Like it's just vanishing. And it doesn't help when I'm exhausted, just so tired. But I think that that's a little bit my fault. So I kind of know that I'm having issues with my thyroid again. So I need to get back into the doctor and talk to them about that. That's on me. But yeah, it's one of those things. I had a lovely lunch with my friends today. And we were talking about that, we were like, we had kept talking about different things that we need to do, but we've been pushing them off because we've had this to take care of for the kids and this to take care of for this other kid. And, we wanted to make sure that this got done on the house before we, took a second to focus on ourselves. And it's just like, we know in our heads that we need to, like on the airplanes where they say, put your mask on first. We know we need to put our mask on first. It's just the actual doing of it's just real tricky. Like I have a hard time, trying to look after myself when I have other people that need me. And I have a tendency to look after them before I look after myself. So, yeah, that's been a little rough. I did make time today to take a nap because my head was killing me. And I knew that if I didn't asleep that I wasn't going to be able to get anything done. So I did take a nap today, and that I think helped. It made my headache go away. So, I mean, that's the biggest help, right? But yeah, okay. All right, so we got those needles done. That's good. I really do like the way the house ended up looking. I think it's really cool. I guess I could give you guys a little closer up view. Like it was kind of far away in the video. So here's kind of what I ended up doing. Yeah, it's not super detailed or anything, but just a little fun. Okay, let's play with this lantern. Let's see what we want to do with the lantern here. I want to, I'm going to grab a couple of reds. I have a couple of reds just sitting here. So I've been using the Sioux color pencils, except for when I was just using those Prismas there. I like the Sioux color pencils. I think that's my dark red there. And then we'll just try these two and see what happens. Okay, so I'm just going to start with the darker color first. And we'll just start when the tip broke. Ah! I just went through and made a mess. And my cup is upstairs with all of my tools in it because that's where I've been making my Christmas cards. Yeah. All right. So I'm not going to be able to do a ton of shading here because it's not really... Yeah, we'll just do a little bit at the top and the bottom. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on this part. I might not even use that one unless I need to blend something out. I am going to grab, I really like to use, sometimes I like to use this black raspberry on red things to help with some shading. I can't find my Tuscan red. It's literally disappeared and I have no backups and I don't know where they went and it's really frustrating me. So I need to reorder that one. But yeah, see, and then that really helps. I gotta brush that away again. That really helps make a nice dark variation there. Okay, so I'm just going to start with that one then this time. And I'm just going to do it at the base here and then going up this way. So Monday I did release another fairy and I have the next fairy ready to go. I have to film the last fairy still, so hopefully I can find some time this weekend to work on that. I've been wrapping presents too, left and right. So like I said, I haven't really felt like I had any time to color. So I'm hoping that gets done here soon. That last video. And it will release on Christmas Day. So I won't, be like active on social media or anything, but I'll have a video out there for you guys to watch if you are so inclined and want to watch some videos on Christmas Day. All right, so I'm going to add this pale yellow, and this is just a really light Sioux color pencil. And again, since it's not super opaque, it just adds a little bit. Okay, let's do a couple different yellows here. We're going to start with this yellow for the flame. And we'll move to this one. There's our flame. Let's see what color. We'll just use a little bit of gray on the candle just to create a little bit of shadow, and it'll be a nice white candle in there. Just make it white. There we go. Okay, so let me grab my gold and I'll kind of show you what I'm going to do with this. So this is my gold Sparkle Pop pen. This is the same as like the dual, what is it, dual metallic or something like that. And I'm just going to add in anywhere where there's no color already, I'm just going to add a little bit of this pen in there. To make it all sparkly. So yeah, so then otherwise videos, let's see, I know I've talked about it before already, but I'm going to be making that end of the year video, like a year in review kind of thing. I've got like my lists of things that I want to talk about. If there is anything that you guys would like me to cover, you know, let me know in the comments below and I'll make sure to add that to the list. I'm going to make a little bit of shadow on this cord, but not much. There we go. Okay, lantern's done. Quick and easy. The only other thing I might do, and this is a big maybe, I might take like a glaze pen and go over the glass here. And then, oh, I do need to do that part. Okay, so here's the other thing that I'm thinking. I don't know if I want to do my, I have a white Posca, I have a yellow Posca, and I also have my gold pen for the light, like the light lines around here. I think I'm going to use the white. Okay, we're just going to use the white. And I think the other thing I need to do is I'm going to go ahead and trace it with the, my Posca, since I used Neo colors to do, I'm going to trace it with my Prisma, since I used my Neo colors to do that, that little yellow ring of color. And hopefully this will help it so it doesn't bleed as much. I don't know if this actually works, but it seemed to help on a page that I did recently, so we shall see. All right, and then we're gonna just, and I am gonna flick the color once I get to the edge of the line. I'm gonna continue it out a little bit past. I'm going to turn my book so that I can have the right angle as well. I don't want to make sure I'm going over the lines. Yeah, this one I'm going to have to redo. There we go. Yeah, and you can extend your lines. Like, you don't have to stop where the line stops. You can just kind of make it go out a little farther. Yeah, I think I like the white. All right, let me turn it this way. I'm seriously hoping that you guys were in frame for all of this, because if not, then I apologize so much. You at least got to listen to me talk about what I was doing. Geez. When I zoom in like this, I just have to remember. I have to remember to stay on frame. In frame, I guess. But yeah, I've been making a lot of Christmas cards this week. Got some here to show you, too. Because I, you know, you guys are my crafty people, so I figure I can share them here a little bit. I've had a lot of fun making cards this week. My friend Amy came over again this weekend, and we made a couple of cards this weekend, and just really enjoyed myself and had fun with her. I always have fun with her. She's just the best. Okay, let's see if I can. kind of make these a little bit bigger and a little bit more opaque. I want to cover up the white. All right, that looks cute, huh? Okay, and then at the end of this, once all of this is colored, I'm going to end up doing, I'm zooming you back out here. Hang on a second. Okay, so once this is done, I'm going to end up doing, like, I'll have like little snow drifts that I'll paint in. I just have to get, I'm either going to use the PH Martin bleed proof, which I think that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. And then I'm going to sprinkle the heck out of the page with that as well. Yeah, that's probably what I'm going to do. Okay, well, I'm going to show you my Christmas cards really quick that I made. So I have a few. I don't remember if I've shown any of these. So if I did, I'm apologizing because you're going to see them again. So I made a few really cool ones, and these are all going to lovely homes here really soon. Just had a ball doing all these cards. Look how cute that guy is. I love him. He's so cute. Some of these are stamps. Some of these are like printables. Like this one's from Isabel Christina on Etsy. And this one is also from Etsy. I can't remember the shop's name off the top of my head, but they've got some super cute little Yetis right now. That's where that other Yeti was from too, this one, which is so cute. And then like I've got some more religious-y type ones. My husband's family is very Catholic, so I figured I would make some that reflect that for them, which I really liked the way that these ended up turning out. And then I got two of the same there. Yeah. So there are my cards. Had a lot of fun. Like I said, those are all going to good homes tomorrow. Yeah, so, okay. Let's work on, what should we work on? Now, you guys have seen my squirrel. I'm not going to do the squirrel, I don't think, on camera, because there's a whole color along for this page back here on the channel, available on the channel, and you can see how I color him. So I'm not going to do that guy on camera. So I might work on his little collar and his jewel here. Let's do that. Let's do some of that. All right, I'm going to grab a few different reds. What do we got here? Is that the orange one? Yeah. Okay, we're going to go with this and see if this works. I'm going to zoom you back in on the jewel there. Got to move my tea out of the way. Okay, here we go. I think to start, I'm just gonna do like this mid red color. And you'll see that like on my pages, they are like, this one's pretty straight over here now, but the other side was really kind of curled up on the corner, but that's going to be an easy fix. So I'm not overly worried about it. So for this, I'm just going to do, like when I do like jewels like this, I try to do like the outside edges darker and then the inside edge lighter. And that's kind of typically what I'll do. And I'm just going to color right over top of these little lines because I'll come in with my white Posca and add in the Posca on top of it. And this is also going to be mixed with some gold, but I think I'll probably color some of it gold and then use my gold gel pen on other parts of it. So we'll do a little bit of metal work here too. Yeah. So speaking of metal work, I don't know if you guys have seen it or not, but my Colorful Country Life recently did some, she's been going through the color combos in her personal colors, which is such a great idea, and kind of talking about different color combos, making lists of how to, you know, she's got like I think she's got a printable that you can use too. But I like, that's so helpful and so smart to do. But she did metal color combos. So make sure you go over there and check that out. That's just a genius thing to do. So smart. Because I know that is something that a lot of people struggle with. I still struggle with it all the time. Like, I'm trying to make a specific kind of metal. I'm like, okay, well, what tones do I need? And how do I combine this again? And metal is one of the things that I tend not to color if I can help it. Some people love to color it. It's not my favorite thing to color. Okay, so I'm liking the way that that's turning out. I think that's looking nice. And it's just about going back through and layering colors until you kind of have what you like. I'm going to leave a little bit of a highlight in the center, just a really light one. Kind of color over that with this. Blend all that together with this yellow, or whatever this color is. What is that? I think it's called pale yellow. I'll use this one again to make this a little darker. And the Sioux color lets you layer some, but it's not like a ton. So just do what you can. I like that. I think that looks good. And we'll just blend that out as best we can with the pale yellow. All right, then I'll use my Posca, and we'll just come right over the top of the lines that are here. I have been listening to books again, and there's one series that I'm just kind of addicted to, and I've got to, it's real bad though. Like, it's like I fall asleep listening to it. I'm like waking up listening to it. I'm like, I can't do anything without wanting to hear it in my head, because the voices are so good. They're so good. It's my favorite thing when the audiobooks have, different, I have a couple of browns and yellows already out here, so maybe I could just do the gold now. Let's try it. What was I saying? I know I was talking about the audiobooks. Well, shoot, I don't remember. Anyway, I like it when it's narrated in duet is what they call it. Because it's like the people are talking to each other instead of just telling the story. They're like really talking to each other. And I love it. I think it's so fun. This is going to be a little darker than I wanted it to be, but that's okay. That lightened it up a little. But yeah, I've just been reading, I guess not really reading, but listening to that nonstop. Like, I'll do the dishes, I'll fold laundry, I'll when I'm driving in the car to go places. And I have to be really careful about that because it's a little spicy book. So sometimes, I don't want like the spicy part to be when the kids are getting in or something. I did have it one time where my husband got in the car. He was using my car instead of taking his, and the audiobook kicked on and he immediately shut it off because he knew. He's like, I don't think anybody else wants to hear what she's listening to right now. Made me laugh. But yeah. It's just so good. I love the dual narration or the full cast. Yeah. Not dual narration, duet narration. That's the difference. Because dual narration is like where they have, like, each chapter is read by whoever is, like, it's their perspective, but they still end up doing the other characters' voices, and I don't love that. I like it when it's, why don't these little guys, I'm just going to draw them in. I don't know why it wouldn't be there. It is now. But yeah, the dual narration is where they just read it, but the duet narration is when they are like acting. It's like they're acting out. It's like a play, kind of, sort of. Sometimes they're even in the studio together, because there's one book series that I listened to where they had bloopers at the end of the book, and they were like, we don't always get to be in the booth together, but when we are, silliness happens. And then they played a bunch of clips from their recording sessions where they kept messing up. It was really funny. Although some of the stuff they say in the book, I don't know that I could actually be in a booth with someone else and say those things, but you do you, guys. Okay, the rest of that's all just going to be gold. Yeah, we're just going to do it because I don't want to spend all my time coloring in the gold. If you're interested in the book series and like a spicier book, I'm letting you know now, it is very spicy. You can ask me in the comments and I'll let you guys know. Or DM me on Instagram and I can tell you about it there. Let's see. Oh, the key is absolutely going to be gold, but I'm going to do, let's see, this color in here a little bit. There we go. And then I'll do a little bit of shadow. And then the rest is going to be gold. This is ended up to be, it's going to be a pretty simple page in the end. Like, I feel like I probably could have done this rather quickly if I had just sat down and done it. But, yeah, I'm kind of glad that I was able to spread it out and strategically think about what I wanted to do. I'm trying to decide if I want these beads to be red or if I want them to be gold. I want them to be gold. I want the whole thing here to be gold. Everything's gold. So we're just going to color that all in. And then we'll probably be done for today. But I can tell you, like, the plans for the rest of the page, and then you'll be able to see the final result at the end of the month. If I haven't finished this by next weekend, I will definitely let you guys know. and we can work on something together. We can finish it up or whatever, but it'll probably be done. Yeah, I think that looks cute. And again, I could probably go over the top of that with either the glaze pen or like some glossy accents or something and make that really more realistic. I don't want to do anything that's going to be too thick, so the glaze pen might be it, because I want to not have that solid thing right here to have to color over from the opposite side. But yeah. Okay, let me zoom out a little bit and you can kind of get the whole picture again. Here we go. That is what she's looking like. I think it's going to be a cool page. Yeah, so I'll do the same kind of thing with all of these lanterns that I did with this one. And the same thing on these other 3 needles over here. And then this little squirrel is going to get it's going to have the same red and green that I've used on the house on his collar. And then it'll be a red ribbon on his tail. Little gold earrings, and then lots of snow. That's going to help me really cover up this center section too. There's going to be a ton of snow right there. Just so you guys know, when you see this at the end, you're like, oh yeah, that's why there's a bunch of snow. I might come in and draw some snowflakes into with a paint pen. We'll see about that. That might happen. It might not. But definitely when I go through and sprinkle my snow, it's gonna be a good concentration right around in this area. And that'll really help kind of soften it up. It looks way better than it did, I think. I don't know if you guys think that or not, but I think it does. Oh, and then I can show you kind of what I do to straighten this out. So you can see this is pretty curved here. So you can see that. So I just take it and I pull it the other way. And you just have to stretch the paper back out, and it flattens pretty well. Especially in the Hanna books, her paper is awesome. So it just kind of fixes itself in the end. But yeah, that is it. Thank you guys so much for being here today. I appreciate you guys being here, and I will hopefully finish this up, and then I'll be able to hang out with you for a little bit next weekend. And then it'll be Christmas. Holy cow. All right. So you guys have a wonderful week. And until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.